John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Getting ready to head out to the game or getting back afterwards? DJ Senix is a must before or after your travels. DJ Senix has a great selection of hot and cold snacks. They're second to none for your choice of hot or cold beverages too. And when you're heading out, be sure to fuel up with quality from the pumps at DJ's with 3 different grades. Back late? No problem. DJ's features pay at the pump convenience 24 hours a day. DJ Senix, 507 West Sioux and Pierre. Your choice for quality service and selection.
At Dakota Behavioral Health, we offer comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step for better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit
the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, by Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of Pierre in Gettysburg, Hermanson Endodontics, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gale's Gas Service in Pierre.
Now, Pierre Governor basketball.
Thank you very much, and a very good Tuesday evening, everybody. Another night of high school basketball coming your way. Brian Oakland here at Riggs High Gym in the capital city, where the Pierre Governors will entertain an old District 3 AA rival in the Huron Tigers. Back to the ESD, and boy, it's going to be a fun one here tonight, we expect, as the Governors will come in with a record of 5-8. They come in off of a win at Yankton a week ago tonight. Huron's won a few in a row, and they're having a fine season, 10-5 so far for a team that is, pretty well loaded with talent, and things are going pretty well for them thus far. They come off of a 2-for-2 weekend at the Huron Arena with wins over Spearfish on Friday and Sturgis on Saturday. But again, with the way things have been in the ESD and in Class AA, we talk a lot about parity. Maybe you do throw the records out when Pierre and Huron still, after all these years, get together here at Riggs High Gym. Along with William Wilson running the show in our River 92.7 studios at DRG Media Group World Headquarters, we're joined by Brian Menning, who will run camera duty for Live Ticket. You can watch this game as well as hear it on our live video stream at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page, or pull up the DRG News smartphone app and catch us on the River 92.7 page that way as well. I got here a little bit late. I didn't see how the JV game went. We've got a barn burner in the sophomore contest, 58-57. Pierre with the lead right now, 3.5 minutes to go, as we'll see how this one comes out before we get to varsity basketball. And as we step away for a 3-minute break, we'll come back, and it's our Bank West pregame show brought to you by Bank West for the best. We'll take a look around South Dakota in the Class AA. The state of basketball will be coming up. Take a look at see how things are shaping up as we get into another week. But still getting down to crunch time here into mid-February. And the updated power rankings and the scores from the weekend and your schedule for the week ahead also coming up. Conversations with the head coaches and starting lineups and more, all a part of our Bank West pregame show. That's back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball and your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology. You'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierre, South Dakota.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Attention truck drivers. If you have a CDL and are looking for a new team, look no further than Grossenberg Implement. They're looking for a driver who can handle truck and trailer maintenance while moving oversized machinery and equipment safely between dealership and customer locations. Some mechanical skills and a CDL are required. You'll be home most nights and enjoy competitive pay and benefits as part of the Grossenberg team. For more on this position and many others, visit grossenberg.com/employment for more details.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
And Huron, the girls' game going on in the Huron Arena, and Justin Cowart will have the call of that one on our AM mothership of DRG Media Group 1060 KGFX, also 103.1 FM. A lot of folks on the road between Pierre and Huron. For everybody on the road, regardless of the reason, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team, and they remind us that snow means slow. Let's slow down and drive for the conditions and buckle up too. You've got someplace to be. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. We begin our Bank West pregame show taking a look at the state of basketball in Class AA. By the way, quick update. Pierre leading 60-59 in this sophomore contest with 1:40 to go. The Governors on the varsity ranks coming into today's matchup with just one game last week. That was the win at Yankton last Tuesday, 49-47. Governors up their record to 5-8. Huron had a busy week, a Tuesday night loss at Sioux Falls Roosevelt, a buzzer-beating shot, win it for the Rough Riders 60-58, but the Tigers bounced back and beat Huron on Friday night at home 67-54. Then a double-digit lead down to 6 in the end after Sturgis hit some three-pointers, but they do beat the Scoopers 60-54. Huron's an interesting team. They've won 10 and lost 5. Their 5 losses have been to 4 Sioux Falls schools, all the public schools in Sioux Falls. They've lost 2 so far. They've had some leads they haven't been able to hold. For example, Sioux Falls Lincoln, plus that Sioux Falls Roosevelt game last week, but they started the season losing to T Area by 6. They play a lot of close games. In fact, they've beaten obviously won 10 games, but winless Brookings they've beaten twice, once by 5 early in the season. More recently, a few weeks ago, they beat Brookings by 14 points. That's been their biggest margin of victory in all of their 10 wins so far. They've had 3 other games where they've won by 13, including over Spearfish, but Huron just kind of an enigmatic team of sorts. They aren't playing blowout wins, even though they have that capability of blowing teams out. Obviously, I think as the Govs will be an underdog in this one. If the Govs don't shoot well tonight, they could definitely be, unfortunately, a blowout victim, but maybe Huron won't shoot as well either. It's going to be interesting to see how this game comes out. Huron has a definite size advantage, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But here's the power rankings as they are right now. Sioux Falls still the top team. Sioux Falls Lincoln, that is 13-1. After tonight, that's the Governors' next opponent, and that'll be Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and that'll be here on River 92.7, of course. Mitchell, 13-2, is the 2 seed. Brandon Valley, who is the number 1 ranked team in South Dakota this week, is 13-1. They're the 3 seed. Harrisburg 12-2. O'Gorman 11-4 in the 5 spot. And Sioux Falls, Washington at 9-4. It's 6. Huron coming into tonight. Right now, the current 7th power rated team with their 10-5 record ahead of Spearfish, who after losing to Huron and Mitchell over the weekend slips to number 8. They're now 9-5. Then it's T Area 8-7 in the 9 spot. Everybody else has a less than 500 record. Roosevelt, Jefferson, Stevens are 10-11-12. The Governors at 5-8 right now in the 13 spot, hoping to advance on that with a couple of wins down the stretch here. Of course, tonight could be a big win if the Governors were able to pull the upset. Sturgis, Douglas, and Rapid City Central are the top 16 teams. Still 4 ESD teams in Watertown, Yankton, Aberdeen, Central, and Brookings. The last 4 on the outside looking into a would-be Sodak 16. If the Sodak 16 started tonight, Pierre at 13 would go to number 4 Harrisburg. And that wasn't a good matchup for the Govs when they played Harrisburg here about a week and a half ago. Huron, the 7 seed, would host. They get a rematch with Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who beat them last Tuesday night on that buzzer-beating three-pointer by 2 points, 60-58. So that's just a look ahead. But Govs and Huron both still have 7 regular season games to go starting tonight as they'll play each other here at Riggs High Gym. The other old 3AA matchup happens tonight as well as Aberdeen Central hosts Mitchell. Meanwhile, T-Area plays at Harrisburg tonight in a doubleheader. Watertown goes to Sioux Falls Jefferson. Brookings at Roosevelt and Brandon Valley at Washington. Then Sioux Falls Lincoln plays at O'Gorman. That'll be a good one tonight. Out west, it's the old rivalry with Spearfish and Sturgis. In Sturgis, and also Douglas in the Black Hills Conference playing at Hot Springs out of Class A. Couple of games on Thursday, both out west. Douglas hosts Hill City. Spearfish will play host to Custer. Then back to all AA all the time on Friday. Neither of these teams in action. Well, I take that back. Huron will host Aberdeen Central Friday. And the Governors will play at Sioux Falls Lincoln on Saturday in their next action. Next week, the Govs host Brookings a week from tonight. And they've got a matchup looming at the Corn Palace a week from Friday with Huron going to Watertown that particular night as well. That's upcoming action in the state of basketball in Class AA. As we take a look once again, 62-60 now. Huron with the lead in this sophomore contest with 20 seconds to go, and they're at the free throw line trying to add to a 2-point lead. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll come back and we'll give you. No, let's take it right into girls basketball. I take that back. We'll look at the state of basketball on the girls' side of things here at Huron tonight. Both teams played 3 games last week, as the Govs got a big win at Harrisburg, 53-40 on Tuesday. Then back home here at Riggs against Yankton, the Governors ran away with that one in the second half, 75-34. But the Govs go to T-Area on Saturday and were upended, 55-48. Meanwhile, Huron last Tuesday loses at home to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 44-39. They also lost Friday night to Spearfish, 62-52. Then Huron was able to beat Sturgis on Saturday, 37-31. Updated power rankings have unbeaten O'Gorman on top at 15-0. Sioux Falls, Washington with just 1 loss at 12-1 is the 2 seed. Brandon Valley, the 3 at 13-2. Rapid City Stevens, the 4 at 11-4, but they lost to both Brandon Valley and O'Gorman over the weekend to fall to 11-4. Mitchell is the 5 seed right now, 12-3. Spearfish 10-4, beating both Huron and Mitchell over the weekend. Brookings at 9-5, who the Govs will play next Tuesday in Brookings. That could be a big one. Brookings is the 7 seed. The Governors are the 8 right now after their loss at T-Area on Saturday. Pierre is 7-6. The top 8 with that one. The bottom 8 looks at like this: Harrisburg, Aberdeen, Jefferson, T-Area, Huron, Roosevelt, Watertown, and Sturgis. With Huron the 13 seed at 7-8. So still similar records. Huron 7-8, Pierre 7-6 in that matchup going on over east tonight. Sioux Falls, Lincoln, Yankton, Rapid City Central, and Douglas are the 4 on the outside look. And it'll be a tough task for any of them to make it into the Sodak 16. If the Sodak 16 were tonight, Huron, the 13, would go to Rapid City Stevens, the 4. The Governors at number 8 would host number 9, Harrisburg, a team they beat 1 week ago tonight in Harrisburg. Matchups tonight include Pierre at Huron and also the other 3AA rival of old, Mitchell hosting Aberdeen Central. T-Area at Harrisburg, that's a doubleheader. Sioux Falls Jefferson is at Watertown. Brookings hosts Roosevelt, and Washington goes to Brandon Valley. O'Gorman hosting Lincoln, also in a doubleheader tonight. Sioux Falls. Spearfish is at Sturgis, and Hill City playing at Douglas. Matchups later in the week: Huron and Aberdeen, who play boys basketball Friday night, will play the girls game in Aberdeen on Thursday this week. The Governor girls are playing their only game of the week. They will not play again until they go to Brookings 1 week from tonight. So there you have it. State of basketball in boys and girls hoops, as the sophomore game still has 5.5 seconds left. The Governors are in a timeout trying to get a 3-pointer down. They trail 63-60. State of basketball, part of your Bankwest pregame show. A 3-minute timeout, and we'll be back to talk with the coaches. The old veteran Tim Buddenhagen of the Huron Tigers. Coming up a little bit later on, we'll speak with Brianna Kusler, the fifth-year head coach of the Pierre Governors, when our keys to success from Central Dakota Eye Care come up next. This is Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Do you dream of a custom home build?
High-quality replacement auto parts. Look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Do you have a pest
Back
problem?
to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
All right, here we go. Keys to success. First game in a week for the Pierre Governors. We talk with Brianna Kusler, the head coach, after a win last Tuesday at Yankton. Really good win. Good old, like we talked about it, a good old ESD style win. And you welcome in a good old fashioned ESD rival again here in the Huron Tigers. Really, though, that game last week, I think might have been the most physical game you've had to play this season. And tell me if you agree or not. But still the kind of game that a lot of good things happen, even though on a win, obviously it's a win you absolutely had to have, but it's good to play physical, and it's good to have these games that come down to the wire. You found a way to win, and you're going to have to keep doing that the rest of the season.
Yeah, we joked about the football game that we played, but it probably couldn't be more true than that. And it was both ways. That was the way that it was, and there was consistency there, certainly. And it was, I think the biggest takeaway was, learning to win is something that's a little bit easier said than done. And we know that as well as anybody, but it's just, regardless of record, and their record of Yankton is not indicative of the quality team that they have. They've played tight with everybody, including the opponent that we have tonight here. And And they gave us everything that they had. I mean, we were held into the 40s, which we had been scoring a little bit higher than that. And we had to find a way to battle and overcome some adversity. And part of that was physicality. And that's something that we need to be more physical. And then that kind of, it brought it out in us. And if the refs are going to allow you to be physical, the team that's more physical is likely going to come away with it. And so, obviously making adjustments as you need to, depending on officiating, depending on all of that type of stuff. But I think for us, just having a quality win and coming away with a close win. And that was something that we hadn't done just yet. So it's got to start somewhere, and we're hoping that kickstarts the rest of our February.
We'll keep that theme of physicality, because the teams you're facing tonight might be the biggest, tallest team that you'll see all season long, if not, one of the top two. And I think the only way to beat a team like that, it has to be physical. If and you have to win that battle if you're going to pull down rebounds and negate block shots and things like that.
Well, we're not going to outjump anybody tonight without doing a job before we do that, and that's finding bodies. That's the low man's going to win in this, and making sure that we're finding guys, boxing them out, clearing that, and then going and pursuing the board, and being physical with it. We talk a lot about most of our practice is cutthroat. I mean, there's no, we don't call fouls. We want them to get after it. We want them diving on the floor. There's some drills where there's no out of bounds. I mean, you are going at it, and they compete hard in that. And that's something that, I mean, you put in a few parameters in a game, but that's the way that AA basketball is. And I mean, a rivalry like this, it takes you back to the good old District 3 basketball, and just, they're always going to come and compete. And we want to do the same and match, if not elevate their physicality and do the same on our side, and making sure that we're not allowing their physicality to dictate what we're doing offensively, and then making sure that on the flip side we are doing that defensively, and making sure that there's fewer shots that they want and more that we want.
And to make it all happen, I mean, keys to success have to include still knocking down shots from the perimeter too. What other keys do you have?
Certainly, and the good old-fashioned inside-out game, and for us that looks a little different this year, where we don't have necessarily a true center or anything inside, but we still preach how it can come in such a variety of ways, whether it be a basket cutter, a flash, or a dribble attack, or it could be some of the guy posting up, but still getting that inside out, forcing their defense to have to collapse. They switch everything, for the most part everything, and finding ways to expose that at times, miscommunications, and making them pay for that. And then just being solid, valuing every possession for us, and coming away. The rebounding game, I know we say it every time, but it's huge. It's crucial. We have to win it. We've got to be a presence on the offensive glass, and then corralling the boards on the defensive end is going to be extremely important in this win.
All right, Coach, go get it tonight.
Thank
All
you.
right. That's Brianna Kuzler, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments and keys to success in our River 92.7 broadcast, sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. We'll step aside and hear from them, and we're back with Tim Buddenhagen of the Huron Tigers as our keys to success continue. This is Governor Basketball.
Did you know 16 million Americans suffer from dry eye? Hi, this is Dr. Nick Marso of Central Dakota Eye Care. Along with providing comprehensive eye exams evaluating vision and health of your eyes, we now offer IPL dry eye treatments. OptiLight IPL is a new, innovative light therapy treatment for dry eye and is FDA approved. Also available at our clinic are dry eye products and supplements. Call us today, 224-6128 for more information and to schedule an appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Continue with the old veteran, Tim Buddenhagen of the Huron Tigers. Head coach has coached a good season going so far, 10-5, and kind of kept it going with Spearfish and Sturgis, victories over them at your place over the weekend. It's been, obviously some of the results we're seeing are pretty impressive. Some of them maybe a little head scratching, but the bottom line is parity in AA. You're in the thick of it, and I'd say you're doing pretty good so far this year.
Yeah, right now, we haven't been blown out. We've been in every game till the end. We had Lincoln. We were down 2 late in the third quarter, and then our point guard goes out, and he was doing a really nice job on Schaefer. We're just starting to make a run. End up getting beat by 10. up 10 at Roosevelt, end up getting beat by 2 at the end. Last second shot. So we've been playing a lot of close games. We got to continue to, work our way up the DAC 16 rankings right now. We're sitting at 7. We can finish anywhere from, I think, 5 to 9 or 10. So every game like this game's huge for us.
Even this past weekend, you beat what I thought was a pretty good, pretty impressive Spearfish team by double digits, but then Sturgis hangs right with you the whole way. And, it's win or lose. It's not easy right now.
No, and Spearfish really does a nice job of spreading you out, hitting some shots. We're lucky that we could kick the ball inside, and it had some, we got some size mismatches. Sturgis, we had them double digits, 15-16 in the fourth quarter. They started hitting some threes, and now all of a sudden it's a close game again. So we got to try to keep our foot on the gas as much as possible. We've kind of let teams back in. But, down the stretch, you're not going to play any blowout games. The DAC 16 games will be close. So we got, again, those games are going to be close or going to be good for us because we're going to learn a lot from it.
Well, you mentioned the size that you have. I know you got a number of guys that are taller than the team you'll see in the Pierre Governors tonight. Of course, these guys aren't just inside guys. They're very versatile.
Right.
And you've got an awful lot of possibilities with people like Elwine and Porish and some of these kids.
Yeah, what's nice about us, we can go inside out, and not one of those guys is pigeonholed onto the box. So we can run guys in, run guys out. We're fortunate enough they can hit the three also. So they're skilled basketball players. Davis Chase comes in. He's a force to be reckoned with in the inside, 6'7" sophomore, big body, does a nice job of sealing off on the inside. So we got a good inside out. We can get the ball down low, and that's where we got to stick it if we want to be successful.
Here in Pierre tonight, a team that obviously Huron and Pierre always know each other pretty well. I still miss the days when we played each other twice and everybody else in the conference. But what have you seen from the Govs so far, and what are the challenges you'll face today?
Well, right now, Olson, that means really quick, gets in the paint, that really does a nice job of getting to a spot. We got to keep him out of the paint, and then Getz on the outside. They do a lot of nice jobs of screening for him. And then when he gets his feet set, he can shoot it. So we got to make sure that we're communicating, know where he's at all times. And then the secondary guys, they can get to the basket. They can shoot the ball a little bit from the outside. So they're a little bit scary for us to guard, but we really got to concentrate on Olson and Getz.
I imagine with the size inside, keys to success always boil down to rebounding. I suppose you probably have had rebounding advantages. What is it, though, that teams have been able to do? And you don't have to divulge everything here, but especially those Sioux Falls schools, what is it that they're doing that kind of gives them the upper hand?
Well, what they did was they come out and pressured us a little bit in the fourth quarter, and we got impatient. So we get the ball down, and then we take the first quick three instead of working the ball around, getting the ball, punching the ball inside, and then coming back out. We're a lot better, against Spearfish Sturgis of being more patient and getting the ball inside. We just think that all of a sudden we're up 8, and that leads insurmountable with about 4 minutes to go, but it's not, because you take a bad shot, long rebound, they got a layup or they got a transition three. So we got to do a better job of just executing some patience on offense, knowing time and possession, and then working the ball around.
Coach, appreciate your time as always. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tim Budnick, the 38-year head coach of the Huron Tigers. It hasn't been all with the boys, but he's in the business for his 38th year, he told me. Coach's comments and keys to success for the Huron Tigers are sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Let's go into your starting lineups, as those are sponsored by Envirotech. Your starting lineups for the Huron Tigers feature 5 guys that are all listed as guards, including a couple who you'd be surprised would be guards with the sizes that they have. But they do have some little guys, too. Colton McNeil, quarterback of the football team, is a 5'11 senior at guard. Jonathan Peterson, a 6-foot senior as well. Trace Wenz is a 6'2" senior guard, as it gets a little bit bigger, but even Anderson Porish, who is a great shooter, a 6'5 sophomore on the outside, and Blake Elwine, the do everything guy in the middle, might be outside, but this is a 6'9 junior who obviously is well known as one of the top still quite younger players in South Dakota. Trace Wenz, Colton McNeil, Jonathan Peterson, the shorter of the five guards, Anderson Porish and Blake Elwine up front as well. You've got a number of players coming off the bench. Coach mentioned Davis Chase, a 6'7 sophomore. There's Carter Porish, an 8th grader at 6'4. Colby Hofer, a 5'10 senior guard. Miles Elwine, the younger of the Elwine brothers, as well as 6'3 freshman, among others, coming in off the bench, as well as Ty Kleinsasser, a 5'10 sophomore. For the Huron Tigers, 10-5 on the season, head coached by Tim Buttenhagen, assisted by Jim Noyes, Spencer Stolley, Trey Henderson, and Bryce Anderson. For the Pierre Governors, their guards begin with Luke Olson, the 5'11 senior, who's continuing to do great things throughout the year. Sawyer Sonnenschein, the 5'8 senior, and Dawson Getz, in particular, a 6'3 senior. I think if the Governors have a chance in this one tonight, they've got to have another huge night from the outside from Dawson Getz. Eladio Simmental, the small forward at 6'1 and a senior, and Lincoln Dilgis, the forward, starting his second game in a row, the 6'4 junior for the Governors. Sonnenschein, Simmental, Getz, Dilgis, and Olson are the starting five. We'll still see Corday Austin, the 6'3 junior, off the bench, along with Carter Shufflebine, the 5'10 sophomore, and Sutton Sonnenschein, another 5'10 sophomore guard. For the 5 and 8 Pierre Governors, head coached by Brianna Kuzler, assisted by Skip Kurth, Brevin Kaiser, Cooper Hartley, and Craig Allman. Starting lineups brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. Let's hear from them, and we'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll give you our game officials, the law on the court, when we come back with more Pierre Governor basketball. You're listening to your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, and live streaming at drgnews.com.
Ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years. Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
River 92.7, KGFX-FM, Pierre. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Back at Riggs High Gym. Nice job by a young lady from Riggs High School singing our national anthem. And you just heard from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Division of Consumer Protection. The Attorney General's Office providing us with our law on the court. That is our game officials. Our game officials are licensed by the South Dakota High School Activities Association to officiate high school basketball. And as always, we profusely thank our game officials for doing what is very oftentimes a thankless job in officiating high school sports. Our game officials tonight, it's Lee Johnson out of Wessington Springs, Donnie Kaiser and Tucker Kingsbury from that Mitchell and Wessington Springs area as well. Tonight's game officials, Lee Johnson, Donnie Kaiser, Tucker Kingsbury. Thanks, guys, for being our game officials and our Law on the Court, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Consumer Protection Division. As we've got some younger players that are being recognized on the court before we get going, but also it's younger basketball teams that are being recognized here, the middle schoolers. Why don't we take a 2-minute break and we'll tip it off when we come back. It's Pierre and Huron, Old District 3AA rivalry renewed here from Riggs High Gym and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
This winter, the game is on.
Has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen, plenty of time, 3 seconds, gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and DRGnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is
back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box. Oahe.
Sound systems and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Welcome back to Riggs High Gym, and at long last, our Bank West pregame show comes to an end. It's time for our Comtech opening tip-off sponsored by Comtech, who we just heard from, your electronic and communication sales and service dealer on the lower truck bypass in Pierre. Brian Oakland with play-by-play, William Wilson in studio, Brian Minning on camera. As we go with this one, you can watch this game at drgnews.com. and the DRG News smartphone app. Huron wins the opening tip, sponsored by Comtech. Tigers are out in road black. They've got orange numbers and white trim. They'll head from right to left as you follow the action on your radio dial or, again, at drgnews.com. Nice pass inside as Anderson Porish feeds the cutter, Jonathan Peterson, up and in on a layup, and Huron strikes first at a 2-0 lead 30 seconds in. Huron with a 2-2-1 press. As the Governors and a Luke Olson pass have that taken away. Porish with the steal, but then he steps over the line and back into the backcourt. So a violation there and a trading of turnovers, and the Governors get a break. It looked like the Governors were a little shell-shocked in that first look at that Huron press. which probably shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. Just a 2-2-1. People will see that quite frequently, but here are the Governors in home white as an alley-oop. Looking for Simmental is Luke Olson, but that one interrupted, and Huron apparently the last to touch. Govs might have got a break here. It goes to the end line, and Olson will inbound. 7:15 to play. 2-0 Huron with the first basket of the game. Govs trying to counter. Here's Dawson Getz. High post, right side. Simmental looking for a quick first step. Can't find that. Up top it goes to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Now Simmental on the near side. Over to Luke Olson. And Olson with a crossover, trying to get around Colton McNeil, who closes things off. Sonnenschein with 3 on the shot clock. He gets it in to Lincoln Dilgis in the paint, and Dilgis up and in. Great patience for the Governors, whether they intended to milk that clock or not. We've got a 2-2 tie. 6:39 to go, quarter number 1. Just underway. Again, the girls' game is on KGFX, 1060 AM or 103.1 FM. Here's McNeil underneath. Out to the corner, near side. And a 3-ball rained in by Blake Elwine. He might be 6'9", but there's not a shot this side of half court that he doesn't like. He can hit them from everywhere. 5-2. Tigers. Miscommunication, a pass into the backcourt. Elwine takes it away, and running him down is Luke Olson. We've got a foul that'll be called, and Elwine will go to the free throw line. Again, this pass gets away by the Governors just by miscommunication. So really for the second time in the early going, first 2 minutes here, you've got some disarray on the part of the Governors. This is their first and only game I take that back. This is their first game in a week. Their second game of the week. They do have Sioux Falls Lincoln down in the Big Town on Saturday. Elwine shooting a pair. Luke Olson with his first personal foul. First free throw for Blake Elwine. Rims in and out. It's no good. He'll try another one, and that one better effort. He's got his 4th point. And the Tigers lead 6-2. 2-2-1 shown again. Simmental with a zip pass across the timeline. He finds Dilgis. A little bit of a drive, but stops at the right wing. Gives it back to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Simmental again. Pierre, I think, really going to have to make good on shot attempts, especially outside. Here's Dilgis working around the defender. He gets one up and over the top of Jonathan Peterson. And Lincoln Dilgis has his second field goal. 6-4. Huron by a couple. 5:40 to play. Quarter number 1. The Tigers in black. They work it inside. There's Elwine again, and a good patient delivery by Jonathan Peterson. Blake Elwine already up to 6 points out of the 8 that Huron has. Olson across the timeline. Tigers ready to trap him. They do, and Olson will throw it off of the leg of a defender, off of McNeil, and out of bounds. Pierre will inbound from there. Tim Buddenhagen, Tiger head coach, is going to shuffle players in and out from time to time. He's got 6 bench players that are ready to go tonight, including Davis Chase, the 6'7 sophomore, who has just checked in. And out comes Jonathan Peterson. So you've got Elwine at 6'9", Chase at 6'7". Also, Anderson Porish out there, who is 6'5". Something in the water over there in the Fair City. Here's Olson spotting up for a 3 over the top of Porish. That one rims in and out, no good. First rebound of the game, pulled down by Colton McNeil, and Huron ready to go again. McNeil left open, top of the key. That's off the mark, no good, and Olson down with a rebound. And the Governors quickly up the floor. Simmental is fouled in the act of shooting. Pierre in transition went quickly. And it is Elwine guilty of the push, and that'll be his first personal foul. But Simmental will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Governors again as you watch this one at drgnews.com, moving left to right. They're in home white with the green numbers and trim. Huron in road black. Simmental rattles his first free throw attempt home, and the Governors will get some subs in and out. Actually, there was no substitution. It was Dilgis getting a word from Coach Kusler. Now Olson coming back to get one as well. Governors starting 5 still in there. Now we'll see substitutions as Simmental, who hits the second free throw, comes out. Carter Shufflebein, the first sub in for the Governors, the 5'10 sophomore. 8-6, a good start for both teams. Huron just a little bit better with 4.5 to go, quarter number 1. Glad to have you aboard Tuesday Night Hoops. Every game getting a little more critical as we get down the stretch here. Just a few weeks left to play in the regular season. Around the perimeter, Tigers playing catch. Here's Porras stepping in, baseline shot. It's up, no good, and Dawson comes down on the backside rebound. Porras missing that one from about 13 feet right side. Olsen up ahead, and a quick first step. Scoop is up. It's no good. There was contact, but Olsen down on the floor. Back we go with the Tigers. Now Elwine open for three again, and it's good. Good feed from the middle, and Blake Elwine hits his second bomb of the evening. 11-6, and Blake's got 9 of those 11. 3:45 to go, quarter number 1. Sawyer Sonnenschein across the timeline. Center circle with it. Sonnenschein playing it patiently. Tigers not closely guarding. They'll start with a first pass to Dawson Getz. Now Olsen on the cut. Extra pass to Shufflebein. Now out to Sonnenschein. And Sawyer Sonnenschein hits a three-banger to answer the Elwine triple. And the Governors are back within 2. Here come the Tigers. And Chase Davis has a slam dunk denied by Lincoln Dilges. Up ahead, Olsen. Fast break. And he will miss the layup, but he'll be fouled. And a great play defensively by Lincoln Dilges at 6'4", who denies a slam dunk effort by Davis Chase. And again, the Governors quickly up the floor. Colton McNeil guilty of a foul as Olsen. Well, he ended up too far under the basket. His attempt to try to put a shot up hit the underside of the rim, but he gets the foul called. McNeil's first personal. Olsen hits the first of 2. His first point of the night. Dawson Getz will check out. Caden Aharts is on for the Governors. Caden, the 6'2 sophomore. His first sub in tonight. Olsen will try to tie it with another free throw, and he does. Second tie of the game. The first one since it was 2-2. It's now 11-11. 3:09 to go here in quarter number 1. Porras across the timeline with it. The sophomore hands off to Davis. Now off again. Jonathan Peterson back in there, and this will be a double dribble. Porras receives the pass, and he had his hand on top of it, dribbled it to pick it up. He may be disagreeing with the call, but it's going to be turnover number 2, and the Governors will have it back as Aharts throws in from the near side. Under 3 to go in the first period. Governors are going to be the underdog in this one, but as long as they can keep pace with the Tigers at the very least, they got to like their chances. Over pursuit on the pass. Sonnenschein will dribble up to the right elbow and pop a 2-point attempt. Huron there for the rebound, and we've got a foul called on Luke Olsen from behind as Elwine had the position. So Luke Olsen with a big foul here, his second personal, still in the first period, 2.5 to go. Olsen will have to play it carefully. Simmental back in there, and he defends. And we've got a trip up on the guard, Ty Kleinsasser, who has been in there. He loses the dribble out of bounds. And the Tigers will have Kleinsasser check back out. Trace Wenz, the 6'2 starting guard, back in. Tim Budenhagen decked out in the black-on-black suit with the burnt orange tie. Looking sharp, as usual. Coach Budenhagen, 2:20 to play. Governors, Tigers tied at 11 here, still first quarter. Sonnenschein is looking to get it to the near side, but he backs it back out. Plenty of time in the possession on the shot clock. Sawyer goes left side this time to Shufflebein. Now back to Simmental. Governors playing without Dawson Getz and without Luke Olsen with 2 fouls. Simmental tries to get one in. Shot's no good, but it's Dilges reaching out, getting the rebound, and he'll put it back up and in with a baseline fadeaway. The Governors take their first lead at 13-11. Minute 40 to go in the first. Here's Elwine down to the corner. Quick pass. 3-ball up here, no good. And the rebound collected by Davis. His turnaround is off the glass, but it's no good. And a foul is called apparently on the Governors. I think it was Porras who missed the 3, but an offensive rebound by the Tigers, and a foul is going to go to Caden Aharts here. His first, and the Governors' third team foul. Dilgis, after a great start in this one, will check out for Pierre. Dawson Getz is back in. Tigers will inbound. They'll get it in on a lob in the middle of the paint. Elwine puts it on the floor. Shots up, no good. Second chance, no good. Getz gets a tip and a takeaway. Oh, not necessarily for the Governors. Sonnenschein thought he had to strip of it. And Donnie Kaiser, after a heated reaction by Sawyer Sonnenschein, Mr. Kaiser trying to get Sonnenschein to settle down a bit. Sawyer just shakes it off. But it's free throws here. Actually, the foul is going to Dawson Getz. So Sawyer Sonnenschein might be misinterpreting all of the proceedings there. Elwine was fouled in the act of shooting. So basically, he missed a shot, got his own rebound, and then was fouled on the way back up. Sawyer Sonnenschein will check out. Brianna Kuzler was pretty hot in that exchange as well. The Governors, basically, what it boils down to, some pretty fiery play. But Blake Elwine will go 2 for 2. And we've got a third tie game, and we've also got a traveling violation, more miscommunication or indecision this time on the part of the Governors. That's an unforced turnover. Then Huron will get it back. 1:21 to go, quarter number one. McNeil needs help. He'll push it way out, and Porish, who catches it, steps on the half-court line with his second step, and that is going to be another backcourt violation. So the Governor defense maybe forcing another one. They gave some problems to Colton McNeil trying to inbound. Push it out to half court. But it's back to the Governors again. 13-13. Minute 10 to play in the first. Here comes Dawson Getz with a drive to the baseline off the left block. He'll kick it back, and Lincoln Dilgis puts another one in. Dilgis 10 feet out in the paint. Shots up and good. Lincoln 4 out of 4. Governors lead 15-13. We're in the final minute. McNeil dribbles off of his foot, but it's picked up by Chase Davis. Now Elwine skips it across near side, and that's a 3-ball good for Trace Wenz. Tigers take the lead 16-15. I'll tell you what, I was watching the Tigers in their pregame warm-ups. It looked like they shot about 80% from three-point range. Here's Dilgis once again, this time from 16 feet out. Ahart's with the assist. Dilgis with 10 points. Governors lead 17-16. Now the Tigers can play for the last shot to close out the first period. 17-16. Pierre on top. Here's Wenz on the far side. Porish to Elwine. They'll play catch around the perimeter. Up top, Porish against Getz. Kick out. Elwine for 3 with 5 seconds to go. No good. Davis tries to reach over Getz to tip it back. That's a foul on Chase Davis. Off of the miss, and the Governors will still have 2.6 seconds to try to get up the length of the floor. Davis with his first personal. Checking out. Jonathan Peterson is back in defensively. And they'll get it into Getz. He'll heave-ho it from three-court. They're going to call a travel on Dawson Getz. So Huron has 0.4 of a second now. Getz was bringing it up the near side with his right hand. He tried to cut back away from a defender to push it. He was way short on that. Maybe an inconsequential turnover, but a turnover nonetheless. Huron's got 0.4. You got to get a quick shot up. They'll go on a lob, and that's tipped by Elwine. He falls down. He's looking for a foul. Won't get that. And an entertaining first period of play comes to an end. And on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's the Governors 16 and the Huron Tigers. Let's make that 17 for Pierre. The Huron Tigers 16, a 1-point Governor lead on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. 60 seconds away, and we're back for quarter number 2. You're listening to Governor Basketball, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Hometown shop specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at GrahamTire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Lucky for us.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit.
Back at Riggs High Gym, Brian Oakland play-by-play. The Governors with a 17-16 lead here in the boys' game. We go to the second quarter. Governor girls at a 15-1 advantage through quarter number 1 over in Huron, and that game is on River 92.7. Here's a Simmental pass to Dawson. Gets on the cut, misses a layup. He probably, according to his and a lot of the crowd's reaction, might have gotten fouled. Now a Dilges steal. Gets up ahead to Luke Olson. Tried to put a bunny up and in, but Blake Elwine caught back up and gets a blocked shot of Olson. So more turnovers, but more missed opportunities. Now a foul called on the Governors. Luke Olson already with 2. Now Dawson picks up his second personal foul. First foul of the second period. Aharts has to check in for Getz. Tigers 10-5 on the season. The Governors 5-8. One thing about the Governors, they are a fun ball club to watch and certainly do have that scoring ability. Pierre played a lot of zone this year, playing a little bit more of a junk defense, you might say. Here's Elwine stepping away. Simmental, great block out off of the miss. The three-pointer a little strong. Now Eladio Simmental trying to pivot, and he will be hooked by Colton McNeil, guilty of the foul here. First foul for the Tigers in the second period. Sub coming in, Miles Elwine, a 6'3" freshman. Younger brother of Blake. Met Grandpa Dave, who was listening in on this one before the game. So I got to be nice to the Elwines. Of course, I know Steve Elwine from back in the Pierre days as well. Now we got another foul off of the inbound. Lincoln Dilges going to be clipped a bit, and this one will go to Jonathan Peterson. His first and the team's second. Just a minute into the second period. No scoring in this one yet. It's still 17-16 Governors. And again, that girls score 15-1. Pierre on top. Here's Olson into the paint. Kicks back out. Simmental. Now it's Aharts, top of the key. Back to Olson. One thing, Luke Olson. We'll talk about that in a bit, but he'll lob it in, and Lincoln Dilges scores another. One thing Olson is so good at is dribbling into the lane and getting scoop shots against the trees where you just don't expect that to be available, but tonight it may not be. A lot of long arms and long legs for the Huron Tigers. Here's Miles Elwine, far side, down to Peterson on the wing. Skips one up top. Now he gets it right back from Anderson Porish. His shot is blocked by Shufflebein. Carter Shufflebein with a nice play. Peterson was underneath the basket, had to try to hook it back with a left hand, but Shufflebein long-armed the block, and the Governors have it back with a 19-16 lead. Here's Dilges inside. First miss in 6 tries on the night, but the rebound back to Porish and the Tigers. That's actually his first miss in 7 tries. Here's Miles Elwine. Shot up no good, and we'll have a jump ball. Simultaneous possession as Elwine and Dilges battle. And again, Donnie Kaiser coming in to try to make sure everybody's calmed down. I don't know if Elwine and Dilges heard the whistle, but they were battling for a rebound well after the whistle blew. Meanwhile, it'll be Huron basketball on the alternating possession. Dilges is catching a break along with Aharts. Luke Olson and Dawson Getz are both back in there, both with 2 fouls. Tigers inbound up top to Elwine. 5:40 counting down. We're on the near side. Pierre leading 19-16. Chase Davis back on. Big fella, sophomore. And now our first look at Mason Juergens, a 6'3 junior. He feeds inside to Elwine, who gets the layup up and in. That's Blake, who now has 13 points here in the first half. Tigers back within 1. It's 19-18. Here's Olsen. Fakes the 3, and then reaching around from behind is Jonathan Peterson. He will be called on a reach foul. That'll be his second quick one, and that's 3 as a team for the Tigers here in the second period. 19-18. Governors in front. Talked about a Huron who has not been able to really, I don't want to say they haven't been able to, but they haven't played a lot of, blowout games. Olsen underneath. Finds Getz all alone in the corner. His first 3 of the night, though. Rims in and out, no good. Elwine will control the rebound. Dawson Getz 0 for 2. Still scoreless tonight. Here's Miles Elwine. Inside Porish. Off the right block will bring it back out. And a reset. Now he'll drive again. Corday Austin defending with Scheffelbein. The give off to Chase Davis coming down the lane, and Davis will be fouled. He will go to the free throw stripe. The Governors will commit their second, and Simmental has his first personal. Second team foul of the second quarter, that is. 4:52, clock stopping, second period, 19-18. Govs on top for now, but Davis, free throw opportunities. First one is off the rim, no good. Pretty good crowd here tonight at Riggs High Gym. Davis will tie it up with a 1-for-2 effort. His first free throw, his first point is in, and it's 19-19, our fourth tie of the first half. And we've had 3 lead changes as well, all of those in the first period. Here comes Simmental. Space. Actually got the dribble tipped away from him after faking the shot, but he picks it up. He drives right side, lays it up and in. His first field goal. He has 4 points, and it's 21-19. Back inside, the Tigers go to Davis. Give Porridge the assist. And Davis's first field goal ties us up at 21. Huron over pursuit. Getz had an opportunity. He feeds to Olsen. He wants to drive, and Elwine gets another blocked shot. Taken away. Tigers right to left across the timeline, looking to reclaim the lead halfway through our second period. Elwine from NBA range. Too much on that one. He ended up on the floor somehow. But the rebound is tipped and controlled by Corday Austin and the Governors. Now Pierre up the floor. Here's Getz. It's Porish in the air. Puts it on the floor. It's Simmental for 3. That's too strong from the right corner. Austin with an offensive rebound, though. And the Governors will try it again. Olsen will reset the offense. Direct traffic from center circle. Here it is. Getz still up high. Jump stop. Trying to muscle it in over Miles Elwine. That's no good. And Austin had it. It's tipped away out of bounds. Another offensive rebound for Corday Austin. Got a timeout here before a Pierre throw-in. 3:27 left, a 30-second Coca-Cola break in the action called by the Huron Tigers. Timeout's brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. We're back in 30 in a tie ball game here at Riggs High Gym on River 92.7.
Is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
21-21. Fast-paced game, physical game, kind of all of the makings of a good one. Already here, past the halfway point of quarter number 2. Brian Oakland, glad to have you aboard here Tuesday night. Your official home of the Governors, River 92.7. Luke Olsen, of all people, at 5'11", Blake Elwine is the one guarding Luke Olsen. Elwine at 6'9". Now Olsen trying to get around another defender, and Trace Wenz will reach around from behind and knock one away. Olsen, I should say, it's team foul number 4. Olsen went to the free throw line, but that's just to start another inbound play. But the Governors are in the bonus the rest of the way here in the second period. Getz trying for 3. It's no good, and a battle for the rebound will be controlled by Wenz and the Tigers after it went loose. Corday Austin involved again. Here's Elwine. This is Miles for 3. Miles, the freshman, has his first one. And Huron takes the lead here, 24-21. 2:45, we're counting down the first half. Second period, Olsen will drive and challenge Blake Elwine. It's up, though, no good. Chase Davis with the rebound. Luke Olsen still without a field goal in 5 tries so far. Miles Elwine wants another one from the left corner. Not this time. Austin up high for the rebound. Now Getz will push it up ahead. Olsen back to Getz. Blake Elwine faced up with Getz, but he'll switch off onto Luke Olsen here. I love this matchup. For the sake of being a basketball fan, as a Luke Olsen fan, I'm not so sure it's a good thing. It's going to be a tough night for Olsen. He tries the back door to Getz, and we've got a jump ball, loose ball on the floor. And this time it stays with the Governors. Coach Budenhagen will send in reinforcements. Colby Hofer, big-bodied 5'10" senior. Comes in. When I say big-bodied, I mean he's a running back or a fullback type. That's exactly what he does on a football field. Got a need for a towel with some perspiration down on the left block. Hartz uses the foot to wipe it up. He'll push that back. Governors will have 18 on the shot clock after the inbound. Coming from the left side of the key. To your right, if you're watching, Olsen's got to push it in quickly. He does. He gets it to Getz. Now against Hofer, and we got a blocking foul that'll be called on Colby Hofer, who just checked in for the Tigers, and Dawson Getz will go to the free throw line. So this will be interesting if the Governors can draw more fouls the rest of the way to the first half. We're into intermission, as they are in the bonus with 2:06 to play. Perhaps they can gather up some points from the free throw line, and Dawson Getz will score his first of the night, as the first of 2 in the bonus is good. He'll have another one coming. Hofer's first personal, and again, 5 team fouls for the Tigers. Dawson Getz 2 for 2, and Pierre is back within 1. 24-23, Huron, who now has 4 3-pointers made. That's one of the big differences so far. Governors have hit just 1 3. So far in this first half. Hofer to the near side. Elwine, point blank range, misses. And we're going to have a foul called here. Davis is good on the basket. But as Lincoln Dilgis and Blake Elwine were both trying to block each other out, basically what happened, and Elwine didn't realize it, but I think Dilgis kind of tripped over the foot of Blake Elwine, but ended up falling into the body of Elwine. But problem is, Blake Elwine pushed Dilgis away from him, and Donnie Kaiser was right there on the baseline to see it all happen. And Tim Budenhagen doesn't like what happens here either. In this case, I'm just calling that as I happen to see it, but Blake Elwine's guilty of his second personal. And right now, I think players on both teams have to be careful that they don't get a little too enthusiastic and energetic about this one. Bonus free throws for the Governors. Coach Budenhagen is still giving the official his view of what's happening. Assistant coach Jim Noyes had to calm him down. 2 for 2 that time for Lincoln Dilgis, who is having a ball game. Here's Elwine back inside, fed by Trace Wenz. And Blake Elwine now with 15 in the ball game. 28-25, Tigers spin move gets, but his shot is blocked. Chase Davis gets up, knocks this one away. Blake Elwine up ahead, Colby Hofer. Governors defense got back. Now a 3-ball for Wenz is no good. He runs it down at half court. Tigers have the numbers. Here's Hofer for 3. It's good. Oh, and Elwine just put a 3 to the Governor bench. There you go, folks. It's Pierre and Huron. It ain't pretty, but it's old-fashioned 3AA. 25-21. Let's make that 31-25. Tigers lead by 6. Here's Olsen spinning, and a foul going to be called on Hofer. So you can talk about chippiness and things like that, but both teams, at least in that last case for Elwine, just trying to show up the Govs. Had a nice assist on the 3 from Colby Hofer. Meanwhile, fouls keep coming for the Tigers, and Colby Hofer's second will send Luke Olson to the free throw line. Ole's got the first one down. Dawson Getz will check out. Meanwhile, we're in the final minute of the first half with 48 seconds to play. Olson will try to make it a 4-point game, and he does. Olson with 4 points. They're all from the free throw line. He and Getz with 2 fouls each will both check out. On defense, Dilgis and Corday Austin are back in, along with Simmental, Sonnenschein, and Schuffelbein. And we just got a bench warning, I think, as Tim Buttenhagen is still fired up about how this game is going. And now Donnie Kaiser's heard enough. Pierre fans are appreciative of it. But it is Coach Buttenhagen with the tee, and the Governors will get a couple of free throws and the basketball with 48 seconds left. Now it's Lee Johnson trying to take over the conversation with Coach Bud. Coach has been at this a long time. There isn't much he hasn't seen. Corday Austin with the free throw opportunities. First one's good. That puts it a 3-point game, 31-28. Austin all alone on the line. Second one also good. So the Governors with 4 in a row from the free throw line. They'll get the basketball now. Then Coach Buttenhagen will have to sit down here after being teed up. Obviously, you only get 2, and if you get another one, you'll be ejected from the game. Here trailing 31-29, and they'll continue offensively without Luke Olson and Dawson Getz. So Carter Schuffelbein has it, top of the key. Waiting for motion, Sawyer Sonnenschein with it. 30 on the shot or the game clock, 15 now on the shot clock. Dilgis will come, fake a screen. Blake Elwine gets the pickpocket and a steal away from Eladio Simmental. So Huron can play for the last shot now, trying to add to a 2-point game. Porish to Miles Elwine, back to Anderson Porish. He's been quiet so far in this first half. Jumps through defenders. He'll get one to Blake Elwine. He wanted to slam it. Actually, this is Chase Davis. He does get the bucket, and he gets the foul. Porish, who I just mentioned having a quiet game, he's still distributing the basketball nicely. Here's Davis with the bucket. And the foul this time. Not sure who they put it on for the Governors. Blake Elwine will check out. Chase Davis will try to finish a 3-point play. 4-point Tiger lead, just under 5 seconds to play in the first half. Davis's free throw is good. 2 out of 3 on the line. He's got 8 points. Simmental takes the inbound, and Huron will steal the pass, but they will not have time to get a last-second shot up. And that is how our first half will come to an end. It's a good first half. It seems like old times with Huron and Pierre here at Riggs High Gym. But on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, the Tigers lead the Governors 34-29. Scoreboard from Gales Gas Service in Pierre. And we'll pause for 3 minutes. Halftime is next. Halftime break sponsored by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, the Capitol Creek Center Plaza on East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Halftime recap coming back in 3 minutes. This is Governor Basketball on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
You asked for it. Nonstop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book nonstop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
In a world that's always moving, your journey matters. And at Iverson Auto Group, we're here to get you on the road with a great selection of new and used vehicles and trailers, and keep you on the road with top-notch service, maintenance, and support. Every mile of your journey, the experienced team at Iverson Auto in Mitchell and Huron are here to help. Visit us in Mitchell and Huron or start your search at iversonauto.com to begin your journey today.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Riggs High Gym, and welcome to our Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial Halftime Break. I'm Brian Oakland, and the Governors trailed the Huron Tigers 34-29 in an entertaining first half of play. Pierre was out to a 17-16 lead at the end of the first period, but Huron outscores the Governors 18-12 in that second quarter. Huron hitting 50% in the first half, 12 of 24 overall, and they've hit 5 threes in this first half of play as well. In 12 tries, they are 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Blake Elwine, every bit as good as advertised. The 6'9 junior has 15 points. He's got a couple of threes, but he's gotten some second chance baskets, and he's doing a lot of things in this game for the Tigers. And leading the way, Davis Chase off the bench, 6'7 sophomore. Coach Buddenhagen talked about the horse that he is coming off the bench, and he's contributed as well. 8 points in this one, too. Trace Wenz has a three-pointer. Miles Elwine, a three-pointer. Colby Hofer with a triple down for Huron. Jonathan Peterson with 2 for Huron. For the Governors, who started 6 of 10 in the first period, they'll just go 2 of 12 on the floor in the second half of the first half. 8 of 22 overall. Pierre only 1 three-pointer down, but where they're staying in this game is by getting to the free throw line. The Governors are a perfect 12 out of 12 from the stripes. So while Huron has outscored Pierre, all told, let's say 5 threes. They've outscored them from 12 outside the arc. They've outscored them from inside the arc too, but the free throw line is where the Governors are keeping it close. They've outscored Huron 12-5 in that first half. Lincoln Dilgis having a game, already a career high, I imagine. 14 points in the first half of play. Of course, Huron has been able to minimize Dawson Getz and Luke Olson, who have a combined 6 points, and all of those points have come from the free throw line. So it's Dilgis with 14, Luke Olson with 4, Eladio Simmental has 4, Sawyer Sonnenschein has hit the only 3 for the Govs, and again it's Dawson Getz with 2, Corday Austin also 2 points from the free throw line on that technical foul issued to the Huron bench in that first half of play. Huron is out rebounding the Governors slightly, 12-11 overall, 3-3, an even offensive rebounding draw. Corday Austin with 4 rebounds, Dawson Getz with 3 to lead the Governors, Blake Elwine unofficially with 5 to lead the Tigers. Not a lot of turnovers, certainly not in that second period, but Pierre has turned it over 6 times, the Governors 5, but ball movement belongs to the Tigers in the assist column. They've got an 11-6 advantage, and Anderson Forish doing a good job distributing for the Tigers here tonight as well. 34-29, Huron leads by a handful as we pause for 3 minutes again. More of our halftime coming back. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Thinking of travel?
This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Being local means more than being just another small-town business. It means showing up for our member owners when they need us, supporting the organizations that empower the next generation of community leaders and agriculturalists, and providing resources to help ensure the communities we live in are here for generations to come. At AgTegra Cooperative, local isn't just about where our locations are. It's about serving our farmers, our employees, and our communities in ways that nobody else will.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Basketball, Brian Oakland with play-by-play. The Governor girls are having a night so far at the Huron Arena. They lead Huron 37-15 at halftime. And that game on KGFX with Justin Cowart on the call. You can see that one too at drgnews.com. Well, hopefully we get more good play from both teams. I would say hopefully also that emotions don't continue to escalate, because it did get a little bit chippy. It got very emotional in that second period of play. But here we'll go. The Comtech opening possession, sponsored by Comtech in Pierre, belongs to the Huron Tigers, who have that 5-point lead. The Tigers in black, moving left to right as you watch this one at drgnews.com. A nice feed from Elwine to the cutter, Jonathan Peterson, but he is not able to hit the layup. And down with a rebound as Dawson gets. The Governors will head right to left, wearing home white. First pass from Luke Olson to Lincoln Dilgis. Now Blake Elwine has switched off on Dilgis and out near half court. Elwine with a quick hands will knock it away to the scorer's table, and the Governors will inbound from there. You saw Elwine at 6'9", guarding Luke Olson for most of that first half of play. Olson at 5'11". He's got Cade McNeil on him now, a much more even matchup. Here is Getz to Sawyer Sonnenschein. Top of the key. Sonnenschein gets Olsen with Simmental and Dilges. Olsen's going to push one from a long ways away up top, trying to beat the shot clock. Now a loose basketball. Sawyer Sonnenschein with an offensive rebound off the miss. Olsen has it back, inside, outside. Simmental, line drive, can't get that to go. And we'll have a foul on the Governors after Anderson Porish pulls down the rebound. Some hustle from Sonnenschein, but the Governors could not take advantage of the second opportunity, and it is Dilges getting his first foul of the night. So here's Elwine to Jonathan Peterson to Anderson Porish. Trace Wenz and Cade McNeil, your starting five of the Governors, or for the Tigers. Inside to McNeil. Elwine down on the left baseline. Back to Peterson, drifting to the left elbow. Shot clock down to 10 here. Here's Porish. He throws it right to Luke Olsen. He was looking for the cutter that wasn't there. Olsen will take the steal. The Governors have it back. 6.5 to play, third quarter. Step back three. Dawson can't get it to go. Governors have struggled to get any three-point opportunities here to fall, or shot opportunities. Here's Porish back with it. He stuttered his step and travels with it. To be honest, I think another look at that would be interesting. He might have kept a pivot foot down. It just looked and smelled like a travel, but doesn't necessarily mean it was. But it is a takeaway for the Governors. 24, make it 34-29. Tigers still lead by their halftime margin. Baseline, it was Getz. Was curious whether he might have a line to the rim there, but he backed it back out. Now Simmental will fade away. That's short from 10. Here comes Sonnenschein in from out of nowhere with another offensive rebound, though. Sawyer Sonnenschein's got 3 offensive boards. Well, 2 of them in a row. I thought he had 3 in the game. Meanwhile, it's Olsen taking it to the rack. He'll score on the left side with the layup. His first field goal of the night. Tack on a foul on the Tigers, as Jonathan Peterson will pick up his third of the evening, and Luke Olsen has a three-point play opportunity. Peterson will check out. Chase Davis, big fella in off the bench, the 6'7" sophomore. He's joined by Miles Elwine as Cade McNeil comes out. A couple of seniors will sit for the Govs, for the Tigers, rather. Meanwhile, it's Olsen at the free throw line. Free throw in and out, no good. The first miss in 13 tries from the stripe for Pierre tonight. But they're within 3, 34-31. Porish and Davis. Miles Elwine, now a quick fire 3 on the wing, right side. It's no good for Trace Wenz. Davis with the rebound. He's fouled by Getz on the way back up. Dawson's going to pick up number 3. Chase Davis and those Tigers, in most cases, just too big for the Governors to contend with. Chase Davis is 2 for 3 from the line already tonight. Had a great first half with 8 points off the bench. It's opportunities here, but the first one here is off the front edge. Getz checks out. We're still just 2.5 minutes into this second half. Caden Ahart's going to have to play big minutes in his place. As Caden checks in. And the second one will find its way down for Davis, his 9th point of the game. 35-31, Tigers by 4. Risky pass up to Sonnenschein. He gets it back, though, to Luke Olsen. Olsen crosses over on Miles Elwine. Davis up with a blocked shot, and it's taken down by Anderson Porish. Good helping defense that time by Davis. The Tigers still lead by 4, and they'll look for more. Here's Elwine, still on the top of the key. Wenz skips it all the way to the near side. Miles Elwine to Blake Elwine. Now to Anderson Porish. Baseline up top. Nope, left side to Miles Elwine. Bobbled the pass, picked it up. Got rid of it. Porish has it back. Here's Davis looking for 3 in the left corner. That's well off the mark. No good. Dilges with the rebound. Davis might have been out of range, but I think everybody's got a green light for the Tigers. We had a timeout as the Governors cross half court. It'll be Brianna Kusler asking for 30 here. Timeouts are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling and Pierre. Grab a Coke. Be back in 30. We've got a 4-point game, 4:35 to play in the third. This is Governor basketball.
What matters most with the Brittany Schuffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press.
The Office of Highway Safety, River 92.7, KGFX-FM, Pierre. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Back at Riggs High, the Governors will inbound, their first timeout spent on the night. We've got a 35-31 ball game. Huron leading, the Governors with the possession. Now Luke Olson pass to Caden Ahart. He'll quick fire with three. Top of the key. It's no good. Elwine will let it run out of bounds. And it'll be Tiger basketball. Governors 0 for 4 from outside the arc so far. 1 for 7 overall here in this second half. Tigers have only scored 1 point. In fact, almost 4 minutes into this second half, it's only a 2-1 scoring advantage for Pierre. But Miles Elwine will drop a three-pointer from NBA range. The freshman with his second on the night from out there. 6 points total. Ladio Simmental drives and stops at the left block. Now it's inside to Ahart as he'll shoot from the middle of the paint. Shots up a little strong. No good. Elwine, Miles with the rebound. Here comes Porish off the glass and then put back up and in by Chase. I think that was a shot attempt, but it'll be an offensive rebound and a putback for Chase Davis, I should say. Nope, Davis Chase, I'm sorry. And the Tigers have their biggest lead of the night at 9. It's 40-31. Suddenly a 5-point flurry. And a foul is called on the floor. And Trace Wenz with his second personal. Team foul number 2. Both teams have 2 so far here in the third. Dawson Getz is back in. Carter Scheffelbein comes in as well. Here is Olson with it. Off of the inbound. 3.5 to go, third quarter. Here could use some output. Positivity here. And an Olson penetration. Pass back to Ahart, who misses. A second opportunity for Dilgis will not go. And the rebound now down to Blake Elwine and the Huron Tigers. That was a golden opportunity for the Governors as Luke Olson drew the defense to him, especially Blake Elwine. He got it back to Ahart, but Carson wasn't able to hit. But now a Tiger travel. We'll give it back to Pierre. Getz will inbound. He'll get it to the front court to Carter Scheffelbein. Now take it back. Here is Olson to set things up. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Quarter number 3. And Olson will put it in motion. Ahart's on the left side. High post. Olson tips it to himself. Now he goes against Peterson, who's back in there for the Tigers. Olson has to try to scoop one up. It's no good. Scheffelbein is in there, has an offensive rebound, but then he has his pocket picked. It's a takeaway for Jonathan Peterson. Up ahead, it goes to Huron. Peterson had it, thought about 3, but pulls it down. Now it's Elwine from the left side, and that's good. Elwine, even with a hand in his face, or at least as high as a Governor defender could put one up there. It's his first 3 of the second half, and now another timeout taken by the Governors here. The Tiger fans come to their feet as they have a double-digit advantage now. 2:20 to go. This is a full timeout. 60 seconds, sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling and Pier 43-31 Tigers. This is Governor Basketball, River 92.7.
Today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors, from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit.
Back at Riggs High Gym, a timeout for the Governors. Their second already used here in the third period, but they've got to find a way to get some offense, get some shots to fall here, as Huron suddenly has found a way to build a lead up to double digits. Here's Lincoln Dilgis, layup no good. Ahart's on the backside is good, though. And the Governors get that second chance basket. Caden Ahart's with his first field goal of the night, 43-33. Governors back within 10, but Elwine wants more. Three ball this time, rimming in and out, no good. Getz will run down the rebound this time. And the Governors right to left, back across the timeline. Shot down, defensive stop. See if they can make it a 2 for effort here. Getz with a nice drive, but it'll be hooked by Colton McNeil. And McNeil will be guilty of his third personal. That's 3 for the Tigers here in the quarter. A minute 35 to play. Olsen will inbound off the right side baseline. Up top it goes to Dilgis. Here is Getz with Elwine defending him now. Getz inside to Dilgis. Tries to make his move. Miles Elwine gets a hand on it and knocks it away out of bounds. Dilgis had 14 points in the first half, 6 of 7 inside the arc. The Tigers have defended him just fine so far here in the second half. Gets to the baseline. Might have got run up the backside. Shot's no good. Olsen underneath had a second opportunity, but no good. And we'll head back in the other direction. Elwine again to Miles. That's Blake to Miles. There's another 3. Miles Elwine, 3 for 5 outside. Talked about the Tigers in pregame warm-ups. Here's a steal by McNeil. Blake Elwine the other way, and that's a two-handed jam. Colton McNeil makes the play, knocking it away from Luke Olsen. And the Tiger fans getting loud with a 15-point lead. Here's Dilgis, the entry pass, but he's well off the right block. Tries to get inside on Davis. Chase, the shot is up and good, and a foul call. Davis Chase did a lot of good things defensively, but Lincoln Dilgis, not to be denied on that play. Chase with his second personal. Dilgis will go to the free throw line to try to tack on one more. 48-35. This one's starting to get away from the Governors, though, as Dilgis cannot get the free throw. Blake Elwine with another rebound. And Huron can essentially play for a last shot. There is about a 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 20 right now. A very successful third quarter play, even after a slow start for the Huron Tigers. Elwine to the corner to little brother Miles. Now back out to Anderson Porish. 7 on the shot clock. Porish trying to play keep away with Olsen. 3 seconds left. Miles for 3. That's short, and that's an air ball. It turns into a shot clock violation. But what happened on the rebound? Tucker Kingsbury going to talk with Donnie Kaiser about something here. And they're going to add back a second. Yeah, like we said, there was 2 seconds difference. So the Govs should get an extra second here. Miles Elwine hit 2 in a row from long distance. Hard to believe he had an air ball on that one, even if he was rushed a bit. And they're still trying to set the clock up. Here we'll have to go the distance here. Trailing by 13. I was going to mention earlier before that Elwine jam, but Huron talked about it in pregame warm-ups. The way they're shooting threes in this game, and they've hit 8 of them now, but it seemed like they were hitting about 80% in pregame warm-ups from out on the edge, and a very good three-point shooting team. And that's a big reason why they've got a 13-point lead here. 2.5 seconds to go. Olsen crosses over, tries to push one from half court and beyond, but it's no good. And our fourth quarter is coming up as the Tigers will lead the Governors by the score of 48-35. Our score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. 60 seconds away. We go to the fourth next. You're listening to Governor Basketball and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
At Black Hills Federal.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Getting ready to head out to the game or getting back afterwards? DJ Senix is a must before or after your travels. DJ Senix has a great selection of hot and cold snacks. They're second to none for your choice of hot or cold beverages too. And when you're heading out, be sure to fuel up with quality from the pumps at DJ's with 3 different grades. Back late? No problem. DJ's features pay at the pump convenience 24 hours a day. DJ Senix, 507 West Sioux and Pierre. Your choice for quality service and selection.
At Dakota Behavioral
Health. To the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
Riggs High Gym, and unfortunately for the Governors, a bit of a scoring lull through that third period. They only managed 6 points down. They were outscored 18-12 in the second quarter to trail by 5 at halftime. Outscored 14-6 in the third. As they'll trail by 13 here, 48-35 we go. It's a quarter number 4. Governors with the inbound and a Luke Olson feed out of the inbound to Dawson Getz. Dawson takes it straight to the rack. Huron will let him go, and it's an easy lay-in for Dawson Getz. Governors with some trapping defense, and now Anderson Porish had nowhere to go, and Tim Buttenhagen will catch a timeout here. Early on, 15 seconds into the fourth, let's take a 30-second Coca-Cola timeout this time. Now 48-37, Huron over Pierre. This is Governor basketball.
With comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Quick timeout in the fourth for the Tigers, but that's just their second. Both teams have 3 left to use. The Governors are trying to stiffen up on the defensive side of things. Anderson Porish with a runner into the lane, but it rims in and out, no good. Carter Schuffelbein will rebound. Here comes Luke Olson, but now under the basket. Kick out to Getz, left wing. Drives baseline, has to get it back. And the Governors will slow it up a bit. Getz now down to the block. Olson still has now again Elwine on him. Nowhere to go with him. Defending. Olson inside to Getz. 10 on the shot clock. Getz with the left-handed baby hook. It's up and good. And the Governors start the fourth quarter with the first 2 field goals a minute in and a little 4-point flurry to get them back within single digits. Full court presence provided by the Govs. Here's Elwine for 3, and it's good. McNeil with the kick out. Blake Elwine at 6'9". Believe it or not, I believe he'd rather hang out around the perimeter than inside, at least on the offensive end. Certainly has been defending quite well tonight, too. It's back to a 12-point Huron lead. Entry pass to Dilgis, but he gets it back out. Now Schuffelbein. Near side here is Simmental. A little flinch for 3, but nothing there. Governors will swing it around. Simmental has it right side. He'll drive baseline. Shields off the defender, Peterson, and it's up and good for Eladio Simmental. 51-41. You're trying to hang tough as much as they can. And again, you talk about an underdog like the Governors are. What you want to do is just hang around as long as possible. Give yourself every opportunity. Here's a foul on Olson as he tried to close off the avenue with which Blake Elwine could have used to drive to the rim. But Olson picks up his 3rd personal. First foul of the fourth quarter for either team. Davis Chase will check back in. Peterson is out for the Tigers. Yes, Colton McNeil will inbound. I did it again earlier. I called him Cade, which is his older brother's name. I do it in football. I do it in basketball. It seems like every time these two teams get together. Here's Porish. Nice pass out to Trace Wenz. He gets it back, though. Top of the key. Nowhere to go. It's Olson with the pickpocket. Olson goes the distance and scores, and a foul is called. Trace Wenz The guilty party here, Luke Olson with the strip and the takeaway and the breakaway. Lenz will pick up a third personal. Luke Olson with a chance at a three-point play. That is only Ole's second field goal tonight. He's got 8 points. Obviously, it's been a quiet night offensively for both Olson and Dawson Getz. But both of them trying to make amends here in the fourth quarter. Free throws off the back of the rim, no good. Davis will pull down the rebound. Rather Chase. Chase Davis, Davis Chase. Let's call him Chase Davis because that's his name from here on out. 51-43, 5.5 to play. Blake Elwine up top, 2. Chase. Davis, Chase. Inside here, McNeil. He has to get it to Miles Elwine. This 3 ball's no good. Dilgis will pull down the rebound. Elwine missing from the left corner. Now gets inside. Simmental, no, not this time from the right wing. Loose ball, it's off of Huron. And Blake Elwine saying, no, that wasn't me, but the Governors will get another opportunity. Porish was out. He'll check back in for Wenz. 51-43, 5:06 to play. Still anybody's ball game, but the Governors will need some offense. More of a regularity here. Nice pass. Olsen to Dilgis. It's in, and a basket counts. Helping defense by Porish a little bit late. Everything timed right there by the Governors. A great pass by Luke Olson. The quick turnaround, the finish for Lincoln Dilgis. And again, Porish will pick up the foul. That's just his first. Team foul number 2 for Huron. We've got a 6-point game, and Dilgis can make it 5 with a freebie. And he does. Swishes it home. Lincoln Dilgis, quiet in the third quarter, had a great first half. He now leads the Governors with 19 points. Under 5 to go. Here's Porish against the Governor defense with a push pass across the timeline, left to right. Tigers set up in the half court. Blake Elwine with it. And it's Luke Olson defending him, although the Governors still playing more of a junk zone defense. Here's Miles Elwine. That one rims in and out from long distance. No good. And the rebound gets away from Colton McNeil, picked off by Dawson Getz. 51-46. The Governors can make this even more interesting. With something down here. Olson feeds. Gets on the cut. He can't get the hook shot up, but he does pick up the foul that'll go to Miles Elwine. Getz caught that pass on the cut from Olson, but in the contact, he kind of lost control of the ball and in desperation just tried to get the hook up, but it was much too strong. But Dawson on the free throw stripe, good on the first. Has another one coming. That's 3 team fouls for Huron now with 4:17 to play in the fourth quarter. And what was a 13-point lead for the Tigers to start the fourth quarter is now down to 3. 2 for 2 for Getz. The biggest lead for Huron was 15 late in the third. 51-48. 4:10 left. 2 hopper from Porish to Blake Elwine in front of the student body green. Elwine underneath to Davis, and he'll pick up a foul, and Shufflebein, judging by the reaction, might be whistled here. Nope, it's Dilgis. Lincoln Dilgis' second personal. Huron's been here before. In fact, the last game they played, they had a 15-point lead on Saturday against Sturgis before Sturgis started getting their offense going. We saw Sturgis earlier this year hitting some three-pointers and a 3-point win very early. Davis hits one of first one. Second one will not go, and Getz will have the rebound. So 1 of 2. We've seen the Governor offense come to life here in the fourth quarter, just as Sturgis did. Of course, Sturgis still came up 6 points shy on Saturday at the arena. Governors trail by 4 with still plenty of time to go. 3:45. Olson, quick first step around Elwine. His leaner is no good, and Davis will rebound. Chase again. Sorry, Chase. Elwine again. Blake to Miles, right side. Porish at the free throw line. Anderson Porras still has not scored a basket. Now his pass to the backcourt goes to nobody. That'll be a violation. Ends up out of bounds. Would have been a backcourt turnover nonetheless. The Governors have done a heck of a job on Porras. I remember him at the arena last year as a freshman. He just seemed to hit three-pointer after three-pointer, but he's seems to be called upon to basically run the offense a little bit more this season, or at least on this particular game. 52-48. Fifth turnover of the second half, 10th of the game for Huron. The Governors trying to cut into a 4-point deficit. 3:10 to play. Olsen directing traffic as he drifts to the right side. Dilges, pass tipped, and it's taken down. And a foul will be called, and this looks like it'll be on Dawson Getz, and that would be number 4. No, it's Olsen. Olsen has his 4th as well. Not sure who tipped the pass. Might have been Trace Wenz. You'd have to give him the steal. Governor's 3rd turnover of the second half. And 9th overall. 3 minutes to play. 52-48. Governors have 3 team fouls. So does Huron. Here's a nice reverse on the feed from Elwine underneath. Davis Chase with the bucket. Tim Buttenhagen with a timeout for Huron. 2:53 to play. 54-48. It's Huron leading with a minute to step aside in this Coca-Cola timeout. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a recarpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back out of that timeout. Huron left with 2. The Governors still have 3. 2:45 to play. We're in the 4th quarter. 54-48. Another good ball game. The Governors still trying to find a way to steal a victory from a favored opponent here. Oh, and Luke Olsen just put a hip into a screen, and he has just been called for his 5th personal foul. That's a good call from Tucker Kingsbury. Olsen had the screen against Colton McNeil. McNeil couldn't get around it, and Olsen just stuck the hip out a little bit. A quiet 8-point night for Luke Olsen, but that is a big loss in this game for the Pierre Governors. 2.5 minutes to go. Somebody else will have to run the point and try to find some scoring opportunities. We'll see if the Tigers play a little more patiently here with that 6-point lead. Elwine pushes one to the near side to Jonathan Peterson. Now Colton McNeil with Simmental defending. Shot clock coming down to 10. Elwine hit the floor, but he's back up. Now it's Trace Wenz up top. Here's Peterson with 5 on the shot clock. Davis over to Elwine. Does Elwine beat the buzzer? No, he doesn't. It's a shot clock violation. The Governors do a good job defensively here. Elwine's shot was over the top of everything, rushing it anyway. So the Governor defense does the job, but now it's time to get some more offense. Sawyer Sonnenschein is in for Luke Olsen. He'll have to be the one to perhaps run the point in most cases. He's across the timeline. McNeil on him. Coach Kuzler will ask for time. 1:48 to go. 4th quarter. Still a 6-point game. Let's pause for another 1-minute Coke break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Online loan application. You can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Attention truck drivers. If you have a CDL and are looking for a new team, look no further than Grossenberg Implement. They're looking for a driver who can handle truck and trailer maintenance while moving oversized machinery and equipment safely between dealership and customer locations. Some mechanical skills and a CDL are required. You'll be home most nights and enjoy competitive pay and benefits as part of the Grossenberg team. For more on this position and many others, visit grossenberg.com/employment for more details.
Advertising.
Back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box. Oahe Federal.
54-48 here in the boys' game. 1:48 to play. Governor Girls finish off a 63-35 victory. They led 15-1 at the end of the first quarter, and they never looked back from there. A great bounce-back win for Coach Kirk Bebout and the Governor Girls after the loss Saturday at T-Area. Here out of a Governor timeout, both teams with 2 left. Luke Olson is fouled out of the basketball game with just 8 points on the night. Here's Sawyer Sonnenschein. It's it to Dawson Getz. Now Lincoln Dilgis, who's had a great ball game. Dilgis just turns around and calmly puts down a 15-footer on the right side. 2 for the Govs. It's back to a 4-point game in a ball game that Huron led by 15 late in the third. And they led by 13 when we went to the fourth. Here's Blake Elwine. Back to Anderson Porras. He's back in. Elwine fakes a 3, steps aside. He fires another one. This one no good. Chase Davis with the offensive rebound. His shot is back up and in. I'm assuming it's going to count, and it is. Davis Chase. It's hard when you got 2 first names. And I'll apologize again, but Davis Chase has been a force off the bench, and that's what Coach Tim Buddenhagen called him. Force to be reckoned with, shall we say. Foul here goes to Cutter Schuffelbein, his first. Chance at a 3-point play for Chase, but this one off the front of the rim, no good. Dawson Getz has the rebound. 56-50. Getz now to Dilgis. Lane closed off. Getz, no room to shoot. It'll be Sonnenschein for 3, but that's short. On the right side, Aharts has the keep alive, though, and the Governor's still with it. Now Getz, back to Aharts again. Here getting a little bit quicker offensively, but now we've got a foul, and this is a reach on Jonathan Peterson against Aharts. And Peterson has 4. He's the first Tiger with that many. Once again, Luke Olson has fouled out for the Govs. The Tigers defensively against Luke Olson have done a better job pretty much than anybody has all season long against the Governors. 6-point game, 2-possession game, but we are in the final minute. Here is Getz. He'll drive into the lane. The floater is up, no good, and it is Davis down with a rebound, and we'll have a foul there. Davis has pulled down the last 4 rebounds for Huron. In fact, all 4 that I have them for in this fourth quarter. That's a big miss for the Governors. I think time's going to start running short very quickly now, especially if Chase can make this a 3-possession game. The foul is on Getz, his 4th. 56-50, Huron leading. And the first of 2 is good for Chase. And Coach K will take a timeout for the Governors here. 33 seconds to play. Now a 7-point Huron lead. Let's pause for 30 seconds in this Coca-Cola break in the action. You're listening to Governor Basketball.
Struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
What if we back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box.
57-50 with 1 free throw pending for Chase Davis. I did it again. Davis Chase. The Tigers lead by 7 at 57-50. Governors with 1 timeout to use. Free throw this time is no good, but it's a long tip out top to Colton McNeil, and the Governors will have to foul now here as it is Dilgis fouling Blake Elwine. Elwine will go to the free throw line. Dilgis with 3 personal fouls. So now just 30 seconds to go. Already a 3-possession game. Elwine, a good free throw shooter. As the first one here. He's 4 for 5. Blake with 24 points to lead all scorers. Dilgis has 21 for the Governors. Second free throw uses all of the rim, but it's in and out, no good. Aharts will rebound. The Govs need quick offense. Gets a man in the air. He'll get it back to Sonnenschein. He'll fire at 3 again. Short, though. And it's Peterson with the rebound. Pierre will foul. And that's basically the last-ditch effort for the Governors to at least stop the clock. And the foul here whistled on Eladio Simmental. Governors showing a little frustration now, unfortunately, just offensively. And you see this a lot when you have such long arms to deal with. A lot of times you just have no room to shoot. But you've got to give all the credit to the Tiger defense, even with long legs and long arms that they have. They have not given the Governors very much room or time to shoot at all tonight. Jonathan Peterson scored a bucket early in the first quarter. He finally has his 3rd point, and he's got his 4th, a 2-for-2 trip to the line. The lead is to 10 now, 60-50. Governors with Ahart stopping and popping at 3. It's no good. Loose ball on the floor. Dill just picked it up, but his turnaround shot won't go, and we've got a jump ball called. And it's Sawyer Sonnenschein against Davis Chase. That's 5'8" against 6'7". In the NBA, they'd make them jump against each other, but that won't happen here. And this basketball game will come to an end as Huron will run it out. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. The Huron Tigers 60, the Pierre Governors 50. Once again, the Tigers are challenged by an underdog opponent, but they outlast them, and the Tigers will add to their win total. They're 11-5 on the season. The Governors will fall to 5-9. The score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, again, a 10-point win for Huron, 60-50. Scoreboard is brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. As the band plays us out, we'll go to break 3 minutes away, and we'll come back with our Family Dental postgame. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. A full recap, conversation with the head coach. You got your Hermanson Endodontics big plays of the game and your Cowboy Country Store's player of the game 2 and out. It's all coming back in 3 minutes with your Family Dental postgame. This is Pierre Governor Basketball and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
The team at Family Dental.
It's a place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need. to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Ready to gain Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Welcome back to Riggs High Gym, and welcome to our Family Dental post game tonight. It's the Huron Tigers outlasting the Governors 60-50 in this one, and the Governors just a little too cold in that third quarter, which is where Huron built a double-digit lead. Pierre makes a run in the fourth, but the Tigers making up free throws in that fourth quarter as well. And again, it's just unfortunately not enough offense for the Governors against a long and lanky and pretty good athletic Huron Tiger defensive squad in this one, but their offense very adept and very capable as well. And a lot of differences in this one between the two teams. But Governors give it another gritty, gutty effort, but still come up short tonight. Pierre did lead 17-16 at the end of the first quarter. Through that first half, we had 5 ties and 4 lead changes, but Huron outscores the Governors 18-12 in the second period, and they led at intermission 34-29. But that third quarter, once again, just 6 points for the Govs. They get outscored 14-6. The biggest lead of the night for Huron was 15 late in the quarter. It was a 13-point margin at the end of the period, 48-35. Pierre got a good start to that fourth quarter. In fact, that one-time 15-point lead was cut all the way to 3 points at 51-48. But it got no closer than that. The Governors do outscore Huron 15-12 in that final stanza, but Huron still had enough for the 10-point victory, 60-50. Tigers were 50% in the first half. They'll hit 8 of 18 in the second half, 20 of 42 overall. Unofficially, they'll go 9 of 23 from outside the arc, and the kids named Elwine hit 7 of the 9. Blake with 4, Miles Elwine, the freshman, off the bench with 3 3-pointers in this one. Huron 11 of 18 from the foul line tonight, as Blake Elwine will lead all scorers with 24 points. But Davis Chase off the bench, the 6'7 sophomore. Coach Buddenhagen said it, a force to be reckoned with. This kid comes in with 17 points and 9 rebounds. So definitely some great support to the Tiger cause. Miles Elwine with those 3 triples finishes with 9 points. And they'll get 4 from Jonathan Peterson, and then 3-pointers apiece from Trace Wenz and Colby Hofer. 60 on the board for the Tigers in the visiting trip here to Riggs High Gym. Governors, after an 8 of 22 effort on the floor in the first half, and that included 2 of 12 in the second period, they'll go 9 of 30 in the third and fourth quarters combined, 17 of 52 overall. So down to the 30 to 32 percentile range. It wasn't a good night offensively for Pierre, as it turned out, and that's indicated by a 1 of 13 effort from outside the arc. The Governors have to hit threes, especially people like Dawson Getz, Luke Olson, but both of those guys were neutralized tonight, to say the least, by Huron, and Pierre's shooting percentage suffers as a result. And after a 12 of 12 first half from the free throw line, Pierre goes only 3 of 6 after halftime, so 15 of 18 overall on the evening. Lincoln Dill just had a ball game, though. The 6'4 junior with 21 points to lead the Govs. He is the only double-figure scorer for Pierre tonight, but I think the Governors found a diamond here in Lincoln Dill, just the way he was able to play tonight. Austin Getz with 8 points tonight. Luke Olson, who fouled out with 2.5 minutes left in this ball game, will finish with just 8 points as well. Ladio Simmental finishes with 6. Sawyer Sonnenschein had the only 3-pointer for the Governors. He'll finish with those 3 points. Corday Austin with 2 points on the free throw line, and Caden Aharts with a bucket down as well for the Governors, but they fall 60-50. Rebounding, though, with all of the height advantage that Huron has, you got to hand it to the Governors. We've got an even rebounding effort in this one, 28-28. The Governors actually an 8-7 rebounding edge on the offensive glass. Dawson Getz will lead Pierre with 8 rebounds unofficially, but I mentioned Davis Chase with 9. Blake Elwine also had 8 to lead the Tigers. Tigers with 11 turnovers. I've got 9 for the Governors, but the ball distribution once again in favor of Huron, 15-9 in the assist category, and that helps the Tigers also to this 10-point victory. 60-50, our final score. Let's pause for 3 minutes. We'll come back, and we've still got big plays and your player of the game. Coach Kusler hasn't emerged from the locker room as of yet. We'll see if we can get a conversation with her still to come as well. But a good night for the Governor girls, but tonight here on the road belongs to the Huron Tiger boys, 60-50, the final. Back in 3 minutes, this is Governor Basketball.
Tiger Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Titan Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit titanmachinery.com/careers to learn more.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student-athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70
years. Back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box.
Brian Oakland back here at Riggs High Gym. Our Family Dental postgame continues. It's a 60-50 win for the Huron Tigers as they improve to 11-5 on the season. Governors fall to 5-9. Tigers did it with big plays, and our big plays of this contest are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. We'll tell you where Huron was able to make those big plays and when, but let's hear from Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Hermanson Endodontics with those big plays in the game. And you know what? The Governors came out. I thought they had a good defensive strategy here tonight, especially in that first quarter. They showed a lot of energy, and you maybe some junk defenses from time to time by the Govs. I think Huron, probably not anything they haven't seen before, but against a much taller and much bigger lineup, the Governors face some challenges tonight that they haven't faced all season long. So certainly a learning experience in this loss, which you can give a lot of credit to the Governors defensively, but you certainly got to give credit to the Tiger defense. And, Pierre, I don't think they've had nights where they've struggled to shoot the basketball and score the basketball quite like they did tonight. Sure, they get 50 up, and that says something, but you've just got to we see it all the time against teams where they've got a 6'9" and a 6'7" and a 6'5" and a 6'4", and just big people, long legs but longer arms as well. And sometimes because of things like that, the shooting percentages suffer. And really, to me, that's as much of a big play or a storyline of this game as anything. When we talk about Hermanson Endodontics big plays, if we're talking about big plays from the Huron Tigers standpoint, you got to look at the way they were able to defend in that not only the third quarter when the Governors only scored 6 points, but the second period as well. Only 5 field goals combined for the Govs in those middle quarters, even though Pierre did score 12 double figures in that second quarter, but held to 6 in the third. And again, those are big plays in this game tonight. Blake Elwine with 4 threes. Miles Elwine hit 2 threes in that third quarter to help that lead up into double figures. The biggest it got was 15. I think individually those are probably as big a play as any in this one as well. Big plays are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics of Pierre. Of course, the Governors trimmed that all the way down to 3 in the fourth quarter. But Huron makes a couple more shots. They hit 3 free throws down the stretch as well to salt this one away. 60-50 thanks to those Hermanson Endodontics big plays in the game. So with that, we look ahead at players of the game, and we certainly have a lot of candidates. Our player of the game is brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Let's hear from them. Your player of the game is next. This is Governor Basketball.
Howdy, partners. Did you know that you can save up to 30 cents on a gallon of gas instantly when you use the Sinclair DinoPay app at all Cowboy Country Store locations? It's true, and it's fast, secure, and simple to use. Just go to your app store and download the green DinoPay app, follow the prompts, and save big money at the pump today.
Convenience from the country, Cowboy Country Stores.
Cowboy Country Stores with players of the game. A lot of times, honestly, I go with, I will give a player of the game shirt to the opponent of the Governors, and there certainly are candidates tonight. Blake Elwine with 24 points, 8 rebounds, and he dishes the basketball too. He's got a few assists in this game. In fact, 4 of them on my stat sheet. So pretty good all-around game for Blake Elwine. Keep an eye on him because he is one of the top players in the state. Whether a lot of attention goes to players, for example, from the metro region and things like that. But Blake Elwine, certainly give him props for his effort tonight. But I really, if I was going to go with a Huron player tonight, I'd be hard-pressed not to give player of the game to Davis Chase, the 6'7" sophomore. Obviously, Elwine can bang around inside, but he offensively would almost prefer to be outside because he can hit the threes. He's 4 out of 9 from long range tonight. That was a big part of his 24-point output. But who's the banger inside? It's Davis Chase. 17 points, 9 rebounds. Certainly excellent contributing source of offense for the Huron Tigers. And I give a pat on the back to Davis Chase in players of the game tonight. But, when a guy scores 21 points and has a career night, even for the losing team on his home floor, it's hard to go against Lincoln Dilges this evening. 21 points for Dilge, but, he had a great shooting percentage. He hit his first 6 tonight, and where Dawson Getz and especially Luke Olson were neutralized by the Huron defense, well, the Governors need other scoring sources, and tonight that's Dilges, and, maybe they find something out with Lincoln and hopefully can use him in addition to the offense that they will continue to get with Getz and Olson down the stretch in this one. You got to go tonight with Lincoln Dilges despite the loss as your Cowboy Country Store's player of the game, Lincoln Dilges, and his 21 points. Player of the game brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Coach Brianna Kuzler will be along in just a couple of minutes. We'll see if we can bide some time to get a chat with her by giving you the other scores. First off, a great night for the Pierre Governor girls over at the Huron Arena, 63-35. Pierre started with a 15-1 lead at the end of one quarter of play, but they win this one going away. May have even had running clock in that second half. We'll get back to the girls' scores. Let's check in on the other boys' scores. Mitchell wins the other Old District 3 AA rivalry. They go to Aberdeen and get a 53-44 win over the Golden Eagles. Mitchell, defending champions, they're getting everybody's best effort, but still a single digit margin of victory in this one as they beat Aberdeen Central. Brandon Valley, number 1 rated, beats number 5 Sioux Falls, Washington in a tight one, 56-53. Sioux Falls Roosevelt, no trouble with Brookings tonight, 73-54. And Jefferson also no trouble with Watertown, 59-33, the final in that one. At the end of 3, the Harrisburg Tigers leading T area, 55-36. Sioux Falls Lincoln, the Governor's next opponent, defeats the O'Gorman Knights tonight, 55-44. Out west, Douglas is handling Hot Springs 59-26, and that's the scores that we have there for now. Now we've got Coach Brianna Kuzler with us here in our Family Dental post-game. Tough loss tonight for the Govs, but you know what, Coach? The effort is always there, and there's one thing I just absolutely love about this team. Win or lose, struggle or on a roll, this is an entertaining ball club you got, and obviously an underdog in this one. Huron has they've passed a lot of tests, and they've kept a lot of teams in some of their games too. You trim a 15-point lead down to 3. It's sometimes just too big of a hole to climb out of, and you can tip the hat to them, but still another good effort for your kids tonight.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this group so special is their effort, and you never question it. It's always going to be there. The fight's always there. And now it's fine-tuning a couple of those, or minimizing a couple of those stretches where we've got some lapses offensively, but also then for us giving up some things that were a little bit uncharacteristic for the rest of the game in those stretches where we're maybe struggling offensively. And especially, I think you look at the third quarter has hurt us in some of these closer games. And that's something that we got to get back to work and find a way as coaches to figure out what we need to do to come out with a little bit more spunk in that second half. Tonight, I think halftime was our biggest enemy because we had a lot of momentum there at the end of the second quarter, and but nonetheless, we got to come out with that same energy and finding ways to combat any runs that they have, minimizing those as much as possible. But there's certainly a lot of fight in these guys, and they've proven time and time again that they can compete with the best of them. And Huron gave us everything that they got tonight. We held Anderson Porsche to 0 points, and that's one of their top scorers. But they had other guys step up, and we do too. You look at Dilgis tonight, who, 21 points or whatever he ended up with, outstanding. He's really risen to this challenge of he stepped into a starting role there, and what he brings. Yes, of course, tonight was scoring, but and defense and rebounding. But he's such a communicator and an energizer bunny, out there, and just a guy who has filled the role and risen to challenges that are going to be critical down the stretch here, and we're going to need to continue to have him do that.
Especially when Huron kind of minimizes Luke Olson and Dawson Getz. You need big efforts from them every time, but Lincoln's now maybe that third guy that's going to be stepping up, because obviously you really would love to have 3 double-figure scorers at least in every game. You get your 50 points tonight. I know you want more than that, but these Tigers just they're such a bad matchup for a lot of teams because of how long and athletic they still are.
Yeah, that's, you can't teach height, and they definitely have it. And they're just such rim protectors, and just discouraging any sort of action going to the rim, because when they're 6'9", 6'7", 6'5", and then they fill with some other guys that are right around there too. And I thought that our guys didn't necessarily shy away from attacking in and finding opportunities to score, and that was really solid. But we had one of our top scorers on the bench for way longer than he usually is with foul trouble, and same with Dawson, was in a little bit of foul trouble, and naturally that's going to force you to be a little bit tentative, but we absolutely gotta find ways to limit those fouls. There's some that you're just gonna pick up, but we need Luke on the floor as much as possible, and tonight they had a good game plan going at him defensively and trying to get him in some foul trouble. So he found ways to get people involved, score himself when he was in there. But this was definitely an opportunity for next man up. We gotta have somebody fill that role, and I thought we had some guys step up in that, and that's something that we're certainly going to need with him on the floor too, moving forward. If we can start putting all of that together, we got pieces, certainly.
Rebounding, I've got it 28-28 even, sure. and 8-7 you guys on the offensive end, so you get in the rebounds. I think one of the differences was you just couldn't get the second chances to go, and that's a big stat too. But you talk about what's coming up, it certainly doesn't get easier when you got Sioux Falls Lincoln at their place on Saturday. This is a team that's just an offensive juggernaut, it seems. So what can you do to slow them down and play again as tight as you can with probably a superior opponent here?
Yeah, we've proven time and time again that we can compete with all of these top teams, and now we've got an opportunity to go and beat a top team. And I think that's got to be the attack mentality that we have. Is we need to go and prove that we're not just talking about doing it. We've got to go out and actually execute and do it, and rise to the occasion. I think what an opportunity that we get to go and play one of, if not the top team in the state, and how they approach it is going to be very important. We're not we're on paper the underdogs, but we can't think of ourselves that way. We've got to think of ourselves as the aggressors, from the tip-off on the defensive end and on the offensive end.
All right, Coach, we'll look forward to that one on Saturday. Good effort tonight, and we'll see you Saturday. Brianna Kuzler, the Governors, as the Governors fall to the Huron Tigers tonight by the score of 60-50. We've pretty much taken care of all of our orders of business in the post game here. Our Family Dental post game. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and in Gettysburg. Quick rundown of those girls' scores. Once again, the Governor girls demolish the Huron Tigers tonight, 63-35. Harrisburg over T area by 8, 53-45. Number 1 O'Gorman over Lincoln tonight, 71-28. Watertown defeats Sioux Falls Jefferson 50-37, and it's Brandon Valley, number 3, over number 2 Sioux Falls Washington. So that's once beaten Brandon Valley over once beaten previously Sioux Falls Washington, 69-62. Out west, Spearfish had no trouble with Sturgis, 48-19. Hill City is beating Douglas in the third quarter. So up next for the Governors, as the girls are off until next Tuesday with when they go to Brookings. The Governor boys will host Brookings next Tuesday night, but in between, it's a date with the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. If again, one of the top teams until they were beaten a couple of weeks ago by Mitchell. But still, probably still the team to beat in Class AA. But the Governors will give it a go. That's a 2 o'clock tip-off time. We'll be there for a 1:30 pregame from Lincoln High in Sioux Falls. That'll be on Saturday. Hope you can join us for that 1:30 pregame here on River 92.7. Now, there's been some talk about high school wrestling. The Governor Wrestlers will be hosting the state dual tournament Friday for Class B here at Riggs High Gym, Saturday for Class A. We were going to cover the Governors if they were in that tournament. They were the 9th power-rated team. There was some talk, and the Govs were going to miss that that tournament. Then there was some talk about expanding the field to 10 teams, and Pierre was going to have like a play-in match against Madison, but from Brian Mosier, our athletic director, today we understand that there is only going to be 8 teams in it, so the Governors will not be participating in that state dual wrestling tournament on Saturday. But still some great wrestling out here on Friday and Saturday. Meanwhile, the Governor girls will participate in the ESD tournament in Aberdeen on Thursday as they continue to motor along as well. So our next coverage of Governor sports will just be basketball related, and that'll be Saturday when the Governors go to Sioux Falls to take on the Lincoln Patriots here on River 92.7. See it all too at drgnews.com. For the Huron fans who are making the trip back home, and for the Governor fans coming this way back from Huron, for everybody on the road, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team that remind us all this time of the year, think twice in case of ice, slow down and buckle up. You've got someplace to be. Big thanks to Brian Menning for running the show on camera. You can watch this one at drgnews.com once we sign off. And for William Wilson running the show at DRG Media Group's world headquarters, I'm Brian Oakland, your final score of the Gales Gas Service scoreboard here. Boys basketball final, it's Huron defeating the Governors 60-50. Till we meet again on Saturday from Sioux Falls, Lincoln, we wish you a great rest of this Tuesday evening. You've been listening to the official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Good evening, everybody.
This presentation